Hey, Book Besties. Thanks for picking up our call. I'm Jazzy.
And I'm Lexi.
And today we are talking about His Tesoro by Emilia Rossi. It is a mafia romance that I recently recommended to Lexi because, as you know, I do be loving the mafia romance. So, Lexi, what'd you think of this book before we get into everything?
I am not gonna lie, I'm obsessed with it. It was so good. I don't even like. I used to read a ton of mafia romances, and it got to the point where I was like, ugh, they're all the same. I'm done reading them. Because they did like after a while, I was just like, ugh. And then there was like one mafia that I read. I think it was like My Dark Romeo or something, and I was just like, anyways. Okay, so yeah, I really did like it. It's a very refreshing take on mafia books. And also, quick little insert, if you're new to our channel, we share non-spoilers at the beginning of the episode. We give a warning before we do any spoilers towards the end of the episode where we like dive in more. So feel free to stick around if you haven't read it. It's totally fine. Anyways, continue. Why don't you tell them more about this book since you like opened my eyes to it?
Yes. Lexi was in a book slump, and I was like,
I
"Have you read
was.
this?" But yeah, so why don't I start by reading you guys the synopsis, and I'll read off the content warnings, and we can go from there. So Sophia, I've spent years hidden away to protect my father from the shame of having a defective daughter. The head of the Brafa can't be associated with weakness, and to him, that's all I am. That is, until a marriage alliance gives him the opportunity to finally be rid of me. As I head down the aisle towards my mysterious husband, I hope I'm moving towards love and freedom. But Matteo makes it clear he wants nothing to do with me. I wish I could return his coldness, but the dangerous sun sets my body ablaze whenever he's near. Matteo, my life has been defined by betrayal. A family traitor murdered my parents. I've carried their blood on my hands all these years. I learned long ago not to open my heart. As the head of the five families, I've always controlled my city. But with enemies rising up on all sides, a marriage alliance is my only way forward. Except my bride is not what I expected, and now she's consuming my every thought. But when my trust is shattered again, I'll go to any means to protect my family. So that's the synopsis. And then if you look at the author's website, she does have a very detailed like content warning. Um, but I will just read like the little snippet. Obviously,
Mhm.
if you want more information, look it up on the author's website. But His Tesoro is a spicy dual first person POV mafia romance with an age gap, arranged marriage, and a disabled heroine. A jealous and possessive hero. This book is a standalone that ends in an HEA. This book contains content that some readers may find disturbing, including violence, gore, kidnapping, descriptions of torture, conversations about sex trafficking, threats of sexual assault, emotional and physical abuse by parents, a description of a very upsetting sexual experience in the past, perceived other woman drama, and a very brief mention of an incident of past animal cruelty. So, yeah. It's not, I wouldn't say that it's like super, super dark, but
No, no.
I the themes that it touches on, obviously they are dark, but take a look at the content warnings on the author's website for like full things, and if you need it to be spoiled, it'll definitely be on there. But essentially it's an arranged marriage between Sophia, who does have physical disabilities and a chronic illness. She has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And so she does use a wheelchair at times, and she also uses what she calls a rollator, which is kind of like a walker to help her get around. And she is in an arranged marriage with Matteo, who is the head of the five families or the Italian mafia. And that's how this book starts out. He thinks that he wants something to do with her, but in true Mafia Don fashion, he cannot get her out of his head, and he's basically kidding himself.
Yeah, so, oh, all right. First of all, one of my favorite parts about this whole book is the banter and the FMC. I loved her.
I agree. I agree.
She's great.
She was the best part of this book. She is so cute, and it's kind of like the epitome of like grumpy sunshine, and the fact that
Oh,
she
yeah.
can still be such a sunshiny girl, with everything that she's gone through, like in her home life, before moving in with her arranged marriage husband. And I just think that she's the cutest because she loves to bake, and like that's like one of
Jazzy
the things
also
that
likes to
he
bake.
I think I can relate to it. She loves baking and he loves her cinnamon rolls. So
Her cinnamon rolls. Um,
that's what the
okay,
kids are calling it these days.
but on a real note, it wasn't just the FMC and the MMC that were so great. It was these side characters. I mean, there was a lot of depth, a lot of like relationship like stuff going on. Like it wasn't just like an in passing thing. Um, Jasmine can attest. I texted her about one of the side characters, like in agony. I was like, "Oh my god! Like you're like I love this person and all this stuff." They are great. You get very, very attached to almost every single character. And then I thought I had a lot of the twists in the book figured out, but there were some things that like I did not have figured out. Like it got me in the end just a little bit, which I thought was really, really cool. Um, yeah, I don't like I don't even know. I want to get into spoiler stuff because it's so fucking good.
It is really good. But yeah, before we get into the spoilers, I do want to say that like one of the tropes in this book, and I think that you'll find this in a lot of Amelia's books, is found family. And I am a big
Yes.
fan of the found family trope. I I don't know what it is, but like I love when the main characters' families are trash and they find like family within like their partner, but also like the people around them. So in this case, it was not only her arranged marriage husband, Mateo, but also like all of the people around him in his life. So like her
Yep.
bodyguards, her sister-in-law. I mean, obviously she has a really good relationship with her own sister, which I really loved. But just like everyone that she met along the way of this book, like they all became like one big dysfunctional family, and I love
Mm-hmm.
that. So, but yeah, so let's talk about some spoilers. So if you have not read this book, and you don't want it to be spoiled, then go read it, come back, and then we can yap about it. But spoilers incoming in three, two, one.
Um, where to start? First of all, I hated her fucking dad so much, but I really hated her mom until the
Her
very
mom
end
was
when she just like
a
randomly killed him.
walking a walking zombie. No, I agree. Her mom was basically just like a walking zombie. She was no better than the dad because her dad was abusive, but the mom just stood by and didn't do anything. And I don't even think that we got any dialogue from the mom really. Like maybe a line or two, but that was it. Like her dad was such a POS. So,
She has this brother, Dimitri, her half brother, whatever, that like she keeps like alluding to throughout the book, but we don't find out a lot. And then towards the end, we're kind of like out of the loop with some stuff. But there's a third book coming out, and it's all standalones, but in the same universe, like same family, whatever. That's his book, where I feel like
mhm.
she's really gonna dive in. So I am excited about that. But in the book, I was a little frustrated. I was like,
Where
Dimitri,
is he?
like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah. No, I agree. But yeah, so there's like some, I mean, it's a mafia book. So he's a Don. He does some questionable things because
a Don
he
Don.
doesn't, yeah, I know, a dumb Don. Because he can't trust people or he thinks he can't trust people and like he doesn't think that he's deserving of love. So he ends up locking our girl in the basement. But it's, hear me out,
It was
hear
a
me out.
misunderstanding.
It was a miscommunication, but also like one of his people framed her because he was basically double crossing him. So he basically put these ideas in his head that she was basically spying on him, and sent by her family to, bring him down in his kingdom or whatever. But so that's like the
Men.
questionable part. But I also think that like, I mean, I know that a lot of people don't like that part of the book, and I agree. I hated it. It was really painful to read, just because I love my girl Sophia. She was going through it. But we got to see her be an absolute badass in turn. So she was like, you know
Brother.
what? She was like, you know what? Fuck you, number one. And she also like basically had one of his right hand men pledging his loyalty to her instead of him. And so she put it to the test. She's like, is what you said true? If it is, you need to help me and my child, because she was pregnant, escape. And he did help her. And then again, she became an absolute badass and ended up saving him in turn. So
Which
I
I thought
really
was
like this
so
book. Yeah.
cool. Like her
Mm-hmm.
disabilities absolutely did not stop her with a lot, but I think the author did such a beautiful job writing about the disabilities, even though she didn't experience them. She did a lot of research. It
Mm-hmm.
showed, and she wrote it with so much care and love and
Yeah.
attention. Like, yeah, I'm saying, like, oh, her disabilities didn't stop her. Well, they did, but she made adjustments, and I think it was a really beautiful testament to like those living with chronic illness and how some days you can't do the things that you love to do, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was hard read sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she trudged through, but it also highlighted like, hey, there's still some bad days and you can't be brave and strong every day. But she showed up for herself, and I think that was what was really cool about it. Um,
Yeah.
she badass out.
There's also yeah, a big theme of like hurt comfort in this book. And again, Emilia Rossi, if you don't know, her other pen name is Amelia Emerson. And Amelia Emerson, she has like all of her Omegaverse books under that pen name. And you'll see like various similarities. Obviously, it's the same person writing these books, but like the found family, but also the hurt comfort. And I think in this case, it's just so different. Like I've never really read about someone with chronic illness and like a physical disability in this way. And that's kind of like one of the reasons why Mateo falls for her because he sees how strong she is and he sees that she's been dealing with this on her own basically for her whole life because her parents were no help. I mean, her sister obviously did help her, but I mean, as far as like financial means and like emotionally supporting
Medical.
someone, and yeah, so it's one of the reasons why he falls for her, and also he just is determined to take care of her and make it better. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that I really love the hurt comfort trope. So if you love like that type of read, I feel like you'll really enjoy this.
I
So,
did really enjoy that, and also the aftercare for any of like the spicy scenes
ah,
was perfect. One, two, I really loved how he introduced BDSM, and when she was nervous that like, well, if I don't like it, are you going to find someone else that will? And he was like, no, we just don't do it then. Like, what do you mean? And I
yeah,
love that because I feel like that is a very big, even in real life, it's scary being vulnerable with someone, and then you want to do
mm-hmm,
everything that your partner does, but sometimes there's just things that you don't match on. So
yeah,
knowing that you're not going to lose the person over something, even if it is a big something, because sex life is a huge part of a relationship. I thought that
mm-hmm,
was really great. And then during these scenes and after, he's checking with her constantly. He's doing the research about her disability to make sure she's
mm-hmm,
comfortable. Because Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is all about hypermobility tissue. It's a tissue disorder. So there's a lot that goes into that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very passionate about that topic.
him and his sex pillows, that scene where he just like he buys her like basically they buy like or he buys like sex pillows. They're kind of like wedged pillows for her to be comfortable while they're being intimate. And he ends up buying just he's like, I'm gonna buy one for every room, like type of stuff. Um, I thought that was really funny. And then also, one of my favorite scenes is like the bath scene where he like realizes that she is really having a hard time. So he like runs her a bath and like gets in the bath with her. And actually, the author has like character art for this on her Instagram. I'll put it right here. It's like one of my favorite scenes, and I just think that the art that she had commissioned for this scene, oh my God, I stare at it all the time. Like I just love this scene so much. So,
I have a confession to make.
okay.
Once I
You're
read
about
about
to
those pillows,
burst my bubble here. Oh,
no, once I read about the pillows, I was like, add to cart. I sent it to my husband. I was like, question mark, question mark, question mark. And he sent back
he's like, yes.
exclamation, exclamation, exclamation.
And that's what we
I
like to
was like, whoa,
see.
hold on.
And that's what we like to see.
But
I love
then
that.
I had a traumatizing note about it. When I was little, I went into my parents' bedroom
Okay.
closet. Those wedge pillows were in there, and now I'm like, brother, brother. So Instagram, you just learn about my childhood trauma. Now I'm like, is that what those were for? Is that
No,
is
they weren't.
no? It
That's
had to
not
be
where
for
they were
like
for.
GERD or something, like to elevate their body in bed. That's what it had to be, right?
It was for
Jasmine,
acid
right?
reflux. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Jasmine,
yeah,
help
yeah.
me.
That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Oh my god,
Listen,
I'm just sitting here like tears streaming down my face. Like, ah!
it's like that scene in The Office where it's like, Dwight, where? Dwight, where,
Yes.
Dwight?
Or like when you go back and you rewatch like your favorite childhood films and then you see like the innuendos that are put in them and you're
All
like,
the dirty, dirty things. Yes, yes,
Judas.
yes, yes. Yeah, for sure. Oh my God, no.
I'm laughing through the pain right now, but it's actually really
Yeah,
bad.
laugh so you don't cry. But okay. There's some things that I wanted to let you know. So one of my favorite like parts of this book is where basically Mateo is kidding himself that he's not falling in love with his life,
Oh my god,
but he
stupid man.
but he proceeds to do the following. Number one, and already said this, where he basically takes care of her and runs her a bath whenever he sees that she's struggling. Number two, he gets jealous when other people eat the desserts that she bakes, which I think is the funniest thing. Number three, he pays her poker, what do you call it? Her poker
Debt.
debt?
Yeah.
Her poker debt. And she has absolutely no idea that she's playing with real money. I think it's one of the funniest things. But anyway, he just covers it and tells everyone, like, don't let her know that this is real money. And she just, like, plays and is spending millions, thousands. She doesn't even know. I just think that that's the funniest thing.
It was a cute
He
part.
gets he gets her Noodle, the dog, her service dog, and he is like
Noodle!
the show stealer of this book. He is the show stealer. I will put a little art clip here. Again, everything you can find on the author's Instagram. He gets her Noodle. Number one, the dog's name is Noodle, which isn't that the fucking cutest? Number two, he constantly gets jealous of Noodle. And
But
then
also loves Noodle.
but also secretly loves Noodle. And also the first time that she uses a pet name on him, he basically melts. Like his inner monologue, hi- like he's just like short circuiting. Just he's short circuiting. So yeah, those are like my favorite parts of this book, and I will go back and listen to these scenes specifically because I love them so much. Also, if you're an audiobook person like me, I 10 out of 10 recommend this audiobook. The narrators do an amazing job of bringing the characters to life. It is not duet narration, but I 10 out of 10 recommend this audiobook if you are into that like me. So,
Yes. And speaking of the whole thing about her baking and him getting jealous, one of the quotes, I closed my eyes and breathed through my rage. These bastards came into my home, spent time with my wife, and now they ate all of my cookies. My hand twitched towards the gun tucked in my waistband. Like, he's like a little taller with a tantrum sometimes. Um,
mhm.
but then there is like this really sweet quote that he makes about her where he's like, she was all light, bright hair, bright eyes to my darkness. And then last quote that I love because it makes fun of like traditional mafia romances, which I think is why I liked it so much. His nickname is the Angel of Death. I wanted to roll my eyes at yet another dramatic nickname. Do you know anything about his personal life? I mean, do you think he'll be a good husband, something that actually matters? Question mark. I loved it. Like, I was like, yes, like, please make fun of some of these, like, cringy, like, mafia things that happens. Because I don't care what you say. Every book, trope, stereotype, whatever genre has something that's cringy about it. And with
Yeah.
mafia stuff, it's like the um, toxic masculinity. With
I
fantasy,
just
it's the,
yeah.
like, oh, I'm too weak to do anything, but then is a secret assassin. Like, everyone has it.
I I think that like this book also doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yes.
So it's not like, is it the end all be all of Mafia? Honestly, maybe. But I'm just saying, like, it's not like this author doesn't take herself so seriously where it's just like, oh, this is like the rule book on how to run a mafia. No, it's a cute book with like cute shit, and they happen to live in a mafia world.
And
But
dark,
I just love it
dark
so
stuff.
much. It is dark stuff. I will say that I think that this is one of my like top. It's in my top five of mafia romances. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know that like I don't know that Mateo is like my absolute favorite mafia daddy, but the story itself, I love it so much. I love it so so so
I want
much.
Angelo to have a book because he's my top mafia daddy and he was the main character in the book.
Angelo is honestly another scene stealer. When he like pledged his loyalty to her, and even when like he saw the shit that they were doing to her, and he was like trying to stop it, and he felt so bad that he couldn't. Like I think she described like the rage in his eyes, like he was so mad. And even when Mateo comes home and he's like, "Where's my wife?" and he's like, "Where the fuck do you think she is? Where you told us to leave her?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, um, yeah, I love him.
Well, I think we both know our final ratings, but mine was a 5 out of 5 for this book. I did give it 5 stars, and I downloaded the next book, which is about Romeo, one of the other side
Hmm.
characters. Um, Already, I'm already getting ready to start it. What did you rate it?
I think I also rated it 5 stars as well. I really, really loved the story. Again, I reread this book all the time. When I recommended it to Lexi and she was like, "Let's do an episode on this one," I was like, "All right, perfect." I did not need another excuse to listen to this audiobook again. Here we go. And I literally started it yesterday and I finished it right before we started this episode. And I still love it just as much. So,
Totally agree. So, if you've read it, let us know. If we've convinced you to read it, also let us know. Or if you know any other books that kind of fit the makeup of this book, let us know that too. Because honestly, I need more mafia books like this one. Sh- hey, listen, send it to me in a text message later. Oh, real quick, hold up the special edition again because I really love
oh,
the art on
yes.
this one.
This is a
It's
special
beautiful.
edition. And it does have art inside of it. And this book is sold from the author. Like this special edition is sold directly from the author on her website. Oh, this is the scene. This is the bath scene that I was talking about. I love this scene so
Oh,
much.
that's so dreamy.
But yeah, so like I said, this book is a special edition that's sold directly on Emilia Rossi's website, and she opens her store only a few times a year. So I
I'm
would
waiting.
say give her a follow on Instagram. She'll post updates and you guys can buy this edition. It is sold as a bundle too, so you can get this one and his Juliet, which is the second book in this series, together, and they come with character art and stickers. There's a Noodle sticker, which if you don't know, Noodle is the dog and he is just amazing. Scene stealer, star of the story.
Speaking of dogs stealing the scene, is that Gonzo in the background?
That's actually Thiago, the boxer.
Ugh,
If you can hear him, he's got the big clump stumps.
I love it. She has
Ganso
the
is
cutest dogs.
normally, I will post little pictures of them here, but yes, Ganso is snoring somewhere. He's a big couch potato.
I love that. I'm also a couch potato. But okay, because here we go again. We're going to start yapping about things that are not related to the book episode. So, anyways, thanks for picking up our FaceTime call. It was so much fun talking about this book. Thank you for recommending it, Jazzy. You know me so well. I hate it. Okay, till next time, I'm Lexi.
I'm Jazzy. Bye.